Engage. Good.
Pretty good.
Cool. Do we have Mike?
Did you lose him?
Hi, everybody. I'm Gopal. Well, because you can't hear Tim, I'm going to introduce myself with my sultry, dulcet tones. I am Gopal, and I play Lieutenant Commander Gurkhan, the Chief Engineer of the USS Payette. I also, on occasion, take control of the ship and make dice rolls for that. And we shall introduce the captain next.
I guess I'll use my radio voice. No, I'm just going to speak normally. I'm Sam. I'm playing Captain Devin Zanny of the USS Payette. He's a bit of Zed with some PTSD and stuff like that. But whatever. Move through it.
It doesn't have slight PTSD. I mean, really.
PTSD is like the crew description.
Yeah.
Actually. You can hear me. Yay. I got it working.
From time to time, I also play Commander Rix, or Lieutenant Commander Rix, Denobulan, chief officer person. Yes.
Great.
My name is Leah. I play Lieutenant Commander Yasuko, who's the Chief Security Officer and number 2 aboard the USS Payette. And every so often, I play Chief Sarah, who is the pilot.
5 by 5. I love that saying.
5 by 5.
I said that at work the other day. Someone's like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just go with it."
It's fine.
Roll it down the pipe.
I'm Stefan. I play Lieutenant Sofek, a Vulcan science officer who constantly puts up with the rest of the illogical going-ons of the ship. And also on occasion, I play Galak, who is a Tellarite engineer when we need another engineer somewhere.
All right. So, it's going to be a day, I think. I stutter is a little bit bad, and I am losing trains of thought lots. So, apparently I can educate well. Oh my god, I just want to start over. But we're not going to.
You got this. Yeah.
Do it live.
Do it live! Scheisse. Okay, so, tonight is going to be probably one of the most sort of intense games, so I'm going to give a trigger warning, because it's going to be a little bit, not like, no like too hardcore stuff, but a little bit like, we're going to push the limits a little bit. So as characters, I just wanted to give you all a heads up. You're all looking at me with a terrified look on your face, and
They'll look dumbfounded.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Klingon, so today's a good day to die.
Today's a good day to die. So I did send you the directives before, but just so that we have everyone understands, in addition to the Prime Directive, the directives for this mission are respond to all distress calls from space-going vessels, prevent Starfleet weaponry from falling into unauthorized hands, and Starfleet Directive 10. Before engaging alien species in battle, any and all attempts to make first contact and achieve non-military resolution must be made. And I will be starting tonight's mission with 8 threats. So 2 for each of you. And you'll all have 4 determination, because there are 4 directives.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's only 3 buttons on my sheet.
It's probably a max at 3, so we're gonna just do that. And Zanny, I sent you tonight's captain's log early, so if you wouldn't mind.
Indeed. Stardate 48611.5. We've arrived at a star system FGC 20903. Following up on automated survey probe's detection of conventional radio signals from the vicinity of the star's second planet, a warm Jovian within the system's habitable zone. Scans have confirmed that the signals emanate from the Jovian's third large moon, an M-class world supporting a technological civilization at a nuclear fission level, roughly grade F on the industrial scale. We've positioned ourselves on the far side of the gas giant to avoid detection while we gather information on the populated moon with sensor probes. However, We must take care to avoid the planet's radiation belts, which engulf the innermost 2 large moons and can shift outward unpredictably.
As you do. Thank you.
That was a mouthful.
That was a mouthful. It was a big one. How would we like to go about this? Why don't we get a navigation task done by Sarah, I suppose.
You got it, boss.
So it's just going to be a difficulty 1, and it's like reason in con or computers in con. From a navigation point of view, and then the piloting would be a controlling con. So you could even do a double up here. So I mean, Sofek could give a navigation, and Sarah could give a helm.
Hey, Sofek, if you point the way, I'll guide her in.
I will scan for the larger pieces of stellar debris in our way.
Gopal, would you like to play the ship?
Is there going to be 2 separate roles?
Yeah, and they.
Okay, yeah, totally. I got the ship.
All right, so Sofek, I'll get you to give me reason and con, and the assisted ship is computers and con.
Computers and con. What's the difficulty of the role?
1.
It's difficulty 0. Advanced sensors.
All right.
Just as an aside before you roll, I assume that our modular labs are set to astronavigation.
I'm going to say that since we were sent on this mission to come to a planet, it would be sent to planetary phenomena.
Cool.
All right. Like a planetary survey pod.
Yeah, like it would be set up to like do deep core scanning without damaging the atmosphere or something like that.
Cool. I dig it.
All right, so Stefan will roll first, and I'll do support.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, right. I just did think. Nope. No. All right. Well, since I'm using the navigation sensors,
Support's for
I'll
ones.
use my technical expertise to re-roll that 20
Yep.
and still not be able to do anything.
Nope, but it's not a 20. All right, so the interference is already, as you can see, starting to affect the ship. So there's lots of radiation pouring off this. This planet, when we say Jovian, for anyone who doesn't know the technical term, that's Jupiter. And this one is, give or take, 330 Earth masses. So it's like it's a slightly larger mass than Jupiter is. But about the same size. So it's just really dense. And it's close enough that instead of having kind of like the brown-gray clouds that our Jupiter has, this one actually has like water in its atmosphere. So you can see the kind of like that sort of pseudo warmer white clouds flowing around instead, rather than like ammonia. Anyways, nerd. Sarah, you do have a momentum in the pool now, because that was a 0, so that was 1 into the pool. Why don't we get a helm task of control and con, and the ship can give me an engines and con.
And I have pushed the limits, which reduces environmental difficulty to fly the ship by 1.
Perfect. So that would knock it down to 0.
And okay, well then improved impulse drives won't work then.
I mean, it's just double 0.
Double 0.
Wow.
So I
all
get
right.
2 successes.
Yeah. So you guys have already 3 in the
I
pool.
can do my job.
4.
4, and the pool is just loading up. All right.
Bringing her in.
Yeah, so you're able to stay out of the way. You're able to keep out of sight, so you got multiple moons. The moons around this Jovian planet kind of do the same thing like ours does. Like Jupiter has that kind of Galilean satellite, so that it's got like the sort of main core ones that kind of go. You can tell their orbits are kind of like. Are mixed together properly, and they have like the right ratio between distance and period. Like it's all like it's that nice kind of like perfect moon math. And that's the technical term. The moons are just outside of. There's a reason why they're the Class M's, because they're just outside of the radiation field that makes it deadly. So they're just right for it to be habitable. And they're in orbital resonance. That's the term. Anyways, so there's a couple moons. You can take a quick look if you want. But the brief of it is Moon 1 is like a molten, sulfurous, highly volcanic world. Moon 2 is barren and rocky. Moon 3 is a small Class M. And then Moon 4 is the one where you've detected the life signs, so you're kind of like trying to avoid it.
And Moon 4 is Class M as well, so there's 2 Class M planets or moons.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I said that right. Yeah. Do you want to take a closer look at the Class M? You could do it from here a little bit.
Yeah, why don't we give it a scan, see what's going on?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry. There's only 3 of the moons, not 4. So third moon is the Class M one.
Right. Okay. Yeah, give it a scan. Let's see what we see.
Sure. So
they had a pre-industrial, a nuclear era.
Yeah. So it's smaller, about 10,000 kilometers in diameter. It's got a 4.8 day cycle, orbiting around the Jovian planet. And Sofek, while you're down doing a brief scan, there's a small metallic object skirting the Jovian's outer atmosphere.
I guess while the regular scan's going, I'm going to divert some sensor power to figure out what this metallic object is, see if it's a satellite or a manned object.
So give me a reason in science. Due to the interference from the radiation and the actual sheer size of this thing, it's going to be a difficulty of 3.
What does our advanced sensors do again, Gopal?
Reduce the difficulty by 1 if you're using sensors.
But
all right,
for planetary, right?
Nope, that's our modular labs. What the modular labs do is, as long as we select that target, we get to get criticals. We get to use, it counts as a focus.
Wow. Okay. Well, then there you go. So it's a difficulty 2 now.
But I'm also going to use 1 momentum because we have so many.
And should the ship support?
Diggity.
I mean, it can if it wants.
Might as well.
Sensors and science.
Yeah, great.
Science.
So that's 5 success, and you needed 2, so that's 3 momentum. So the pool's overloaded. You might as well use 1 if you want, Stefan, for your 2 questions. Oh, I'm sorry, you're 3 because you get a free 1 anyway?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Before we get ahead of ourselves, I believe I automatically get an extra momentum just to ask questions.
Yeah, sure.
Which I will use.
Yeah, of course.
Reveal all the secrets of this metallic object in orbit of the Jovian planet.
Yeah, so whatever it is, there are metals with a spectroscopic profile consistent with the minerals of the third moon.
So they've been to the third moon, or whatever it has been to the third moon.
Or been constructed at the third moon.
And that was one of yours.
All right. Well, then this my only free question. Are there any life signs from this object?
There's too much interference to get life signs, but you do see that atmospheric resistance is slowing whatever it is, and its orbit is starting to decay into the Jovian. If you want a closer look, it's going to cost you momentum or moving the ship closer to it.
Yeah, why not? I'll spend a momentum to tight beam the sensor array on it to find more information.
Nice. It's a primitive, small space capsule.
So it looks like essentially a primitive probe.
Yeah,
almost.
like think the lunar lander, but even more primitive. And it lacks structural integrity to survive what it's about to do, descend into the Jovian planet.
Oh, yeah.
into the yeah.
I would be very surprised if they had the structural integrity to survive a gas giant at pre-warp.
Can we tell if it's sending back any signals?
Actually, yeah. Yazikov.
I'm asking.
As your captain says that, Yazikov, the light starts blinking on your console. There's a hail incoming. Broadband radio waves.
Incoming message, Captain.
On audio.
Broadband radio waves, sir.
Play it.
Yeah, so you hear, it's super staticky, really like heavy interference, and it sounds like that kind of like tinny radio, like 1990s, like 2090s. This is Interlunar Probe 12. We are in immediate distress. We are caught in Zephyril's gravity well. Our orbit is decaying into the outer atmosphere, and we're unable to generate sufficient thruster power to break free. We're in full eclipse from Jinidar, and unable to contact Master Control. If any other listener is somehow able to receive this message, please respond and advise. Repeat, this is Interlunar Probe 12. We're in immediate distress. And it just repeats itself. But it is a vocalized thing. Now, Stefan, want to toss me one more of those momentum, and I'll give you a little bit more?
I don't like what you're doing with your hands.
Well, first I'm going to say cut it off. I don't want to listen to this anymore.
So I'll tell Sarah. Sarah can tell just by the trajectory that this craft is on the wrong side of the Jovian for any signal to reach the planet. So whoever's sending this out knows that it's not going to reach their home.
Sir, this is a last chance. They're not talking to home. They're talking to us.
Well, part of our directives this time is to, if they're a spacefaring vessel, let's see if we can help them out without, they are pre-warp, so any way we can mask our aid would probably be beneficial. Thoughts, ideas? We gotta act quick.
Gurkhan speaks up from his engineering station.
Who is that? What?
I said cut it out.
Help us!
Yeah.
No. This is coming through. We can see you. We can. And you kind of look like on your sensors, the way your ship is situated, they would have a view out their window.
I go over to the panel, look at it, and go. So they have windows.
Yeah.
Why would you put window on spacefaring vessel? It makes no sense.
Also, why are we this close to it?
No, it's
How
like
thick was glass be?
yeah, it's like a good distance away. This whoever it is like it could be a it's less of a we see you. I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. It's less of a we see you and more of a like, I think I see something out there, and you hear somebody else. It's just a satellite. It's just another asteroid. It's just just kind of brushing it off. But
well, that definitely changes what I was about to say.
Keep trying, kind of thing.
Cover's already blown. Get the tractor beam. Let's roll it up. Doc, what's up with the thingy?
Yeah, Gurkhan goes, Captain, we could theoretically just pull them back into a stable orbit with our tractor beams. The item is so small, though, it might damage the vessel.
Tractor beam would also be visible to them if they're already seeing us.
We are visible already. Prime directive over.
They have not identified us yet. I would like to avoid breaking prep directives so soon in the mission. Or ever is the best term for this.
Captain, we could modify a torpedo and shoot it into the Jovian planet to generate a shockwave that could push them to a higher orbit.
Anyway, we could do something better with a probe. Instead of attempting to blow something up.
You do not know what the structural capabilities of this vessel are, Captain. I would not suggest exploding a planet under them.
Yes, is there any way we can
so
modify the tractor beam?
the pod has gone lower. You're running out of time.
We may be able to transport the entire pod further out.
They would that would. Could we keep open barn maneuver? Swing in.
You want to capture them? Well, we could just tractor beam them into the ship. Anyways, we got to move. What would you need to modify the transporter to transport them into a stable orbit?
I would need exact numbers on the ship's size and composition, and we would have to have all of our transporter crew working as fast as possible, along with all of our sensor teams. We have minutes, Captain. I suggest just hook them up with the tractor beam and pull them out.
Yep, that sounds like the only option at this point.
Okay, so a tractor beam will require you to get close.
Yep. Sarah, set a course and we'll just pull them out.
Bringing her in.
All right, so Sarah, as you bring us in, it is going to be into the atmosphere of the Jovian planet. That's the only way to get close enough, so it's going to get bumpy. It's a daring engineering. It's going to require you to use power management and focus power through the tractor beam.
For me?
Yep. Engineering is going to need to put power into the tractor beam. Sarah, you're going to need to give me a piloting skill. And then someone is going to need to actually activate the tractor beam. So I guess, Sofek, that would be you at this point?
Yep.
Okay. I need first. So here's the thing: is as you're going down, there's going to need to be some rolls against the ship being piloted in, and the capsule is so fragile. So Gurkhan, as you're kind of like doing it, going over the scans before it dropped into the atmosphere, it's so fragile that the tractor beam, like you said, could easily tear it apart. So you're going to have to keep that beam perfectly centered. The difficulty for everything that we're about to do is 3. All the rolls. Just to kind of put it easy. What questions do you have before we start off?
For me, would this be shipboard engineering or would it be EPS because I'm transferring power? Like I'm doing power regulation.
So it would be a daring and engineering, and I would let you do EPS.
Okay, so that would be
that's kind of cool.
And...
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah, what would you like to use? It's gonna be daring and con. Did I do that right? Yeah. Right.
Sure. I will use push limits again to reduce the difficulty to 1.
Nice.
And then I have a focus of flight control systems, interstellar navigation. Basically, all my focuses are for this one thing. So, and a couple of engineering ones. If you ever need me, big guy.
Thumbs up over his shoulder. Doesn't know if you saw it or not.
Sofek, it's going to be daring and science. It should be security, but because you're doing it rather than it being a tactical officer, I'm not going to punish you. So I'll let you use daring and science for that one. And Zanny, would you like to do anything to bolster your crew?
Actually, at the moment, think they're pretty good.
All right.
I'm feeling confident.
So why
Plus,
don't
we still have some momentum in the pool, so.
Why don't we? Yeah, you got 4 still, I think.
Yeah, I'm just going to
Yeah.
buckle my seatbelt.
There's no seatbelts in space. All right, so Sarah, let's get you doing yours first.
All right. Well, I mean, if we've got 4 momentum, maybe I'll take one just to be sure. Buy
Sounds
another
good.
D20.
Yeah.
So daring and con, and I got 3 successes.
Nice. All right, so you get in and you can hear the ship kind of do that groan and creak as you kind of like, you do like that steep dive, and we get like an outside shot and you see the swirl of all the clouds just kind of like ripping around and through the centerpiece of the hull. It looks awesome. And
Everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, we're good. We're totally good. As you hear like this crunch noise as the ship starts to compress from pressure. Yeah, it actually is, right? But it's just, I don't know if I would be more stressed by hearing you on our ship or I would be less stressed. Myself, I think I would actually be like, would you please stop it?
I'm just holding one to my chair.
Yeah, it would be different for you. You're used to being in the pilot seat for something like this, where you have direct control, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gurkhan, let's get that tractor beam roll as we shunt power.
All right, I'm going to use a determination on this.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the rescue any ship in distress in space directive.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I hold on to it though. I do.
Nice. God, that's a powerful feat.
I lose a couple of talents because of it in character creation, but it's worth it in my mind. And then I have 2 successes. I'm going to roll 2 dice, and this is a focus. Daring and engineering. That's another 2 successes.
So 4 successes. All right, so we'll just keep the pool, maxed out. Do you want to use your momentum for anything?
Yes, I want to use the momentum that I earned from this one to actually, basically I'm going to be forwarding any of the graviton things that I'm feeling with the tractor beam energy to Sofek. Readings on the immediate area of the planet, seeing if there's any strange anomalies happening, because we're feeding those sensors to him, and I'm going to overlay it over his tractor beam screen.
Yeah, cool. So what I'll do is I'll give Sofek a free dice roll as if he spent a momentum, if you're spending a momentum for that case.
Yeah, in essence.
Yeah. So Sofek, there are 5 momentum in the pool now, and it is your go. The ship is groaning around you. Sarah's keeping a good steady, like you're flying in. You're not down too far. Do you want to make your first attempt with a tractor lock?
Yeah. I'm deciding whether or not I want to boost my numbers anymore.
Okay.
Need
a decision now or not at all?
Yeah, I'll spend another momentum.
Okay.
To roll 4 dice.
Great.
Nice.
4 successes.
All right. Yeah, so you tractor on. You got it. It's holding steady. Sarah, let's get a piloting roll to pull up. Difficulty 4 this time, because not only have you gone down into the atmosphere, but you're also now pulling up with a tractor beam that you've got to maintain at the same time. Gurkhan, I need another tractor beam as well for that one.
Mm-hmm.
For power.
Yeah. So testing a theory, because I'm doing the same test and the same scene, gives me an extra free die.
Okay.
I would like to assist Sarah in our piloting by
Riker lean over me.
Pull up Riker lean and add a couple of finer details.
I'm going to take one of the momentum as well to give myself 4 dice for this roll.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't need to. This is me messing with the ship, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the 4th dice because I know my ship.
Sure.
So 4 dice. Yes.
Oh!
So 3, and I don't have careful, but a critical failure. So there's a power conduit blown up somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So the power kind of blows.
Yeah.
You've got the tractor beam. It's starting to degrade though as you pull up. Sarah.
Oh, that's new. I'm going to use
What
one of my...
hell's in my ship?
Oh wait, sorry. I'm sorry, Zanny. What are you doing for the aid?
Oh, what I'm doing is I was scared because we're still in the gas giant, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to add in extra orbital information for gravity and trajectory out that will factor into her navigation.
Okay.
I'm going to use determination, and I'm going to use my value cool as a cucumber to not lose my calm as things are exploding on the bridge again.
Yeah. All right. So
that's a immediate success, right? Or immediate critical.
it's a meeting critical. Zanny, are
Okay,
you
so that's 2.
you're using you need to make a skill roll to give her this aid, right?
Yep,
Or is it
I can do that right
yeah.
now.
So why don't you give me a presence and command?
Oh, presence and command. Well, I'll say that still works.
Okay.
My command is 4.
So
my presence
I have 5 successes.
Yeah. Sarah's like pilot 8. Man, Zanny,
Momentum pool's
you
full.
have easily one of the best pilots in the fleet. Like Sarah's just like
I know, because I was one of the best pilots in the fleet. So I showed. No, she's on my ship.
Look, she was assigned to the ship.
I've had enough of this weird crew fuck-ups. We're getting a good pilot.
I'm assuming they guaranteed to give her to the ship because we were originally a fighter test ship.
Oh,
yeah, she was a fighter pilot on the ship.
That's right.
Before the fighter jets were
Removed.
Yeah. I like it here. Let's stay.
All right. So you start pulling up. There's a couple like the kind of sparks flying on consoles in the back near Sofek, as Sofek is at tractor beam control. Sofek, you can maintain tractor beam, but it's gonna destroy the pod. You're probably gonna want to beam these people out.
If we disengage the tractor beam now, could they float free on their own with the momentum they have?
No.
Damn it.
We've bought them time.
But they're
Pod
gonna
is disintegrating, Captain.
No, we
beam
didn't
it
buy
directly into cargo bay 2.
Okay.
The whole thing. Bring the whole thing
Oh.
inside.
Okay.
It's big. Our cargo bay's big.
Yeah, it is big. Yeah. Okay.
Bring the whole thing in.
Sofek, give me a daring and engineering.
I'm going to assist him by sending him the program that I used to teleport the warp core out of her ship, and show him the
So
mass
you were assisting with the
tractor beam, and now they said we have to get off the ship. So I'm going to assist his tractor beam by sending him the mass that I used to teleport the exploding warp core out of her ship.
right, but you've already rolled this round, so you can assist with the ship.
Oh, okay. I thought this was a new start.
No. Sofek was the last one in this round.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can assist with the ship for sure.
So I'm going to assume.
Is it people? Like, could Yazikov help?
How would Yazikov help? Yazikov could be in control and security. She knows.
Yeah, I mean, tractor beams are usually in the security console, right? So
Yeah.
she's had experience with them before.
Yeah.
I could help Sofek. Just
Okay.
be, no, use this button.
All right. Use this button.
Why are you using this formula? It's bid.
So give me a control security.
Old Russian astronaut, use this way.
Difficulty
It's
3.
better. Sorry, control and
Security.
security. Difficulties. Do we have enough momentum?
You got 6
Can
momentum.
I eat one? Okay, I'll eat
Yep.
one. Okay, so 2 successes.
Okay, so it doesn't give him the extra dice, but or the
maybe it
extra
was
success.
the wrong formula. Sorry.
Sofek,
I'm gonna spend a momentum, and I'm gonna spend a determination, and use my value, remove the variables.
okay,
To filter out what I don't need to know
yeah. So
while doing this.
so control and engineering, no daring and engineering. And the ship can roll control and engineering.
Doesn't have control, but it has structure and engineering or computers and engineering?
Computers and engineering.
Okay. This is not a
Actually,
focus.
probably would have been structure and engineering, but that's okay.
They're the exact same numbers.
Yeah.
Boop.
All right. So Sofek, transport completes. You're not able to bring the whole thing in, but you are able to teleport the 3 life signs that you detected as the ship started to break up.
Oh man. Damn it.
So you didn't.
I turn around and look at the Vulcan who just swore.
So we're back up to
And
5 momentum, by the way.
You're back, okay, and then you pull out of the. It does like that cool Star Trek, like the new movies where they kind of lift up out of Jupiter, and it's like the smoke kind of blows off the nacelles. I love that scene. And your ship does that because it's just such a cool shot. As Sarah just kind of like poof, right out and like just wisps and follows along. But yeah, you've got 3 life signs in the cargo bay.
I'd lock down the door. They're not going anywhere.
To the force field. Jessica, would you mind joining me? Let's go greet our guests.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Zanny, who are you leaving in con? And who else are you taking with you?
Well, Jessica's coming with me. She's security chief.
Yeah.
Sophie, you have the con. Actually, and Gurkhan, you're at your station, right?
I'm sitting right next to you in the back. I'm like,
okay, well, you 2 boys are in charge then. So,
I don't think they could share con, sir. I think you need to pull one of them in charge.
I'm trying to remember which one. I guess Gurkhan. I was trying to
Gurkhan,
remember.
yeah.
Higher rank.
This one.
It's Gurkhan. Gurkhan, you have the call.
And Gurkhan, why don't Gopal, why don't you play Luther? And Sofek, why don't you be the doctor and meet us in Bay 2?
Luther's on the way.
Do we have a sheet for the doctor?
I was just going to say, have we remembered to actually do the doctor yet? I've constantly forgotten.
So.
Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. So the doctor is played by our team. We all kind of share the doctor. The doctor is a Bajoran who grew up during the Cardassian occupation, escaped, and joined Starfleet as a way to make better the world that she lives in, essentially. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. So she will meet you at the cargo bay.
All right, Devi, let's go. Come on.
Okay.
Already in the turbo lift.
Sir.
So we do the 2 commercial break, and we come back from commercial break as you're kind of like exiting the turbo lift, and the 4 of you meet at the cargo bay 2 doors. There's a couple of. Sorry.
Just greeting them. That's all I'm doing.
There's a couple of the extra security guards. Let's say Beagle's there. And so is just another another yellow shirt. They're just standing guard by the door, sir.
There you go. I try to walk through the door. I hope it opens.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It just stops.
Sir,
Beagle just goes, "Oh, sir, let me get that for you. 1 sec." And he kind of turns around and hits the panel. And you hear the kind of, and then the door opens right in front of you.
Thank you, Beagle.
No problem, sir.
I take a step inside.
Yazikov, just as you walk by Beagle, you very lightly just hear Beagle kind of go, like he was trying so hard to hold it in, but not to be rude, not being rude. He's just like yeah.
I wink at him.
Yeah. Okay. So in front of the four of you,
I can hear you.
in front of the four of you, you see three very burly humanoids. Two more masculine, one more feminine. Vaguely bearish features, with large eyes and long, dexterous fingers. They look super disoriented and confused by their unfamiliar surroundings. No shock there. But Zanny, you're getting like a super air of relief and hopefulness almost about them. The shorter of the more masculine ones steps forward. Like you can feel their resolve kind of like just settle, and there's zero fear as it walks up to you. And
That's impressive.
And
Is this like an aggressive stride or just like they're approaching us?
why don't you give me a presence and security?
Do they look like they could be hiding weapons?
Which question are you asking first?
Aggressive. I guess their demeanor. I got one success.
Yeah, so their demeanor does not seem aggressive. He seems more just like I'm here. Confident.
Definitely a commander or used to being in charge type person.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So kind of like you see him talking. You hear kind of like grunts and growls as the universal translator takes a couple seconds to learn, and then says, "Pakirin. My name is Pakirin."
My name's Devin.
Oh. How are you speaking my language?
We have technology that lets us do this. My name is Captain Devin Zanny of the USS Payette, the ship you're on.
The Payette. That's
Payette.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm sorry. I'm Pakirin. This is Tomalor. And that's Samez, and points to Samez. Samez is like bigger than Gurkhan. Samez is like quite a large individual.
This is my second in command, Yesikov. Yesikov.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is part of our security team, Luther, and our ensign Beagle back there. We're all from different places. Is everybody here human looking?
Well, the Bajorn has
the nose ridges. Yeah. Okay.
That's Beagle is a blue alien with stalks on his head.
But Beagle's outside.
Oh, okay.
Beagle's outside.
Yeah. Luther's human.
Doctor.
Luther's human.
Yeah.
So everyone would look similar.
Cool. And this is our doctor. Doc, can you have a quick
What's
look?
wrong with your nose? And they reach to touch her nose, and she kind of like.
I'm the doctor. I'm the one who prods. Thank you very much.
We are the Pokai.
Guy?
Pokai. We are Pokai.
And what were you doing so close to the gas giant?
We are astronauticals. We are part of a missions to the moons. We were sent to Jafrail on a sampling mission.
Jafrail, is that what you call the gas giant?
Yes, that's Jafrail. Zafrail, sorry. And we were supposed to air brake, to put us on course for the other moon, Truvis, to take mineral samples and the inner moon.
I see.
So just so I'm gonna throw it out there for. Nope, it wouldn't matter. Never mind. Carry on. Sorry.
We're explorers ourselves, and that's what's brought us to your system. Did you have another means of getting back to your home, or was the pod you were on it? Was there people like you where you were going, or
No. We're just and you can see them talking, and the universal translator doesn't pick up the word.
Ooh.
We knew the risks.
Hey, Doc, health-wise, how are they looking? Are you getting anything? Know anything similar? You're a xenobiologist, right?
Sure, that sounds like a thing that's probably on her character sheet. The doctor's going to pull out her medical tricorder and just do kind of a quick scan to see if there's any injuries apparent or non-apparent on them.
So they all have had bones broken at some point or another, but they're all very tough. So mechanics-wise, when avoiding an injury, the cost would reduce by 1 to a minimum of 1 for all of them. They actually have tough as a special rule. And the feminine-looking, like the smaller feminine-looking alien is sterile from radiation poisoning.
The bone breaks, are they like, do they currently have broken bones, or are these bones that have been broken and then
Have been broken and then healed.
Okay.
And
old injuries then?
yeah, but injuries from beatings is what you're able to tell.
Oh.
I don't know if you're going to say that in front of them, but
No.
Okay.
I'll maybe mention it to the captain later, but not in front of the pre-warp people.
Yeah. So as you're doing this, Karen keeps talking to you, Zanny. Yeah. So we meant to do an aero brake maneuver around the Zephrale, and then it would put us on target for the inner moon Truvis to get more mineral samples and assess its viability for mining. If you recall, Zanny, moon number 1, do you remember what it was?
Gotta bring it up. That is the wrong tab. Sorry. Plants, signals, nuclear
The second one?
Vision.
No. So
Grade A.
it's not in your captain's log. So it's
Volcanic?
it's the molten sulfurous, highly volcanic world like Io. So they were being sent there to get mineral samples.
Interesting. Tell me more about your home planet. Why were they sending you? What's the
We are
situation
Pokai.
like there? Yeah, tell me just a little bit more about where you're from and who is there. And
The Modar, they rule, and we are Pokai, and we follow.
so the Mordar sent you?
Well, yes, of course.
Interesting. And why were they sending you to a volcanic planet for minerals? What kind of minerals were you supposed to bring back?
Whatever we were able to grab.
They gave you nothing in particular?
No, they just want to know its contents, so we grab what we can and we leave.
Interesting. Tell me more about the Modar. They rule, but how? Why? They're a different species? Are they like you?
No, they are not like us. They are smaller. They are smarter. And it looks almost like he's... give me a presence, and so you hear in your mind, because you've got telepathy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you can hear the kind of like hesitance of this now, almost like he's not certain.
He should tell me.
Well, he's not certain if this is a trap.
Oh, interesting.
Like, how can you not know who the Modar are?
Right. Okay.
And he almost doesn't understand the idea that you don't have somebody telling you what to do.
Can I see, because I'm sure he's thinking about the Modar now. Can I see if I can pull some of those thoughts out?
Yeah, sure. So the Modar have always ruled. The Pokai have always served. The Modar kind enough to their Pokai servants as long as they're obeyed without question. Sometimes their needs require the risking or sacrifice of Pokai lives, and this is especially true in the space program, in which Pokai have been used as live test subjects from the beginning. In the past 2 decades of rocketry research, there's been dozens of Pokai dying from explosions, crashes, suffocation, fatal dose of radiation in space, or even vivisection after their safe return to study the effects of space on living tissue.
Well, after getting all that, I'm just going to say thank you. Yasikov, can you and Luther escort our 3 friends to sickbay with the doctor? And I'll meet you back in conference room. Doc, can you bring a full medical scan in an hour? And reports into conference room 1 in an hour. I'll be on the bridge. And I tell the Pokai, we're going to look on how we can get you home safe. I'll come speak to you in a little while.
As you say that, the feminine one, sorry, I shouldn't say feminine one, the female of the species, as after the doctor has done her scans, is able to determine, you get the instant sort of sense of, no, I'm not going back. That's the vibe you get when you say that sentence. Don't send me back. But it's brief and it's fleeting. You're the only one who gets it, Zanny, because you're Beta Z, right? So.
Yeah. So I get that emotion. Okay. Well, then I still say thank you, and I'll take that under consideration.
All right. So as Yazikov and the doctor and Luther, sorry. As the 3 of you kind of leave you exit, and Beagle's there and sees these bear creatures. He's like, whoa, that's cool. And all 3 of them just stop and stare at Beagle's big blue-skinned, tall with aliens. And what are you? I'm not going to play a whole Beagle and I hate the NPC conversation. So suffice it to say, Beagle's like, and kind of looks at Yazikov like, I'm not in trouble, am I?
Thank you, Beagle. They will be all.
Thank you. He just
Please return to the bridge.
Yeah, it's like a fast follow catch up to the captain. Captain, wait up.
Beagle, get in the turbo lift.
I'm in the turbo lift. What did I do? And
I slowly explained to him it's okay.
So as you guys walk, Pakirin looks at you, Yazikov, and says, so you are his Modror. You tell him what to do, he does it without question.
Luther chuckles at the without question part.
I am his commander. We do not have intrinsic racial... Did I pick up on any of that? That was all in Zanny's mind.
No. So you know that the Modar always rule. You know that. Yeah, you know all of that. The only thing you don't know is the actual space program stuff. Okay.
We don't have intrinsic built into our society. I earned my position through work.
Wait. What? No, you're lying. That's not possible.
Good Russian never lies. But no, I don't lie. This is my position. I'm number 2 to Zanny, and I'm here to make sure that you are safe. We will find the rooms for you. Yes.
You're second command of this starship, of this vessel.
Yes. Humans at one point did have societal problems in regards to gender, but the Starfleet has moved past that. We were able to come to a point where women and men and anywhere in between were treated equally.
In ancient times, the Modar were gods. The Pokai accepted subjugation. We just were. The Modar knew where danger, when danger was coming, they could find water and metal undergrounds without looking. They predicted of like burning plagues heralded by the auras in the sky. They led those who favored the safety in the caves, and so we continue to revere them as gods. Nowadays, some of us, and he kind of looks to the other two, are more aware that, well, that's not true. They have thermal and magnetic senses that we lack, enabling them to figure out when the blasts from the radiation were going to happen from Zephrel. It would weaken the Jinandar's protective magnetic field, and we followed them. God, we know they're not divine, but so many cling to the old ways, and without even questioning their belief in their divinity. The whole civilization relies on Modar rule and Pokai servitude. What else is there? So at this point, the doctor should be having a big problem.
Considering that she's Bajoran.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even as Yazikov and the doctor struggle with their conundrum, we are going to take our break here. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Hello, welcome back to Star Trek Payette. I am the GM Tim, and with me is Captain Devin Zanny, played by Sam, Lieutenant Commander Yazikov, played by Leah, Lieutenant Commander Gurkhan, played by Gopal, and Lieutenant Sofek, played by Stefan. And we have been walking the line of the Prime Directive. If you're just joining us,
sure, walking on one side.
Yeah, walking on one side. If you're just joining us, I will give a fair, just kind of like we're pseudo trigger warning today. It's intense topics. It's one of those like deep Star Trek episodes. So if you're not in the mood for it, not in the frame of mind, that's totally cool. Watch later. Otherwise, there has been a rescue made by the Payette of three aliens that were stuck in a very shoddy lunar kind of like lander style suborbital ship. It became very apparent that these aliens were collateral damage, considered expendable. And not entirely expected to make it back. It's just more of a bonus if they did. The crew saved them, breaking the Prime Directive. Not saying that to rub it in, just saying that because it's true. Now they are trying to figure out what to do next. And if I recall, the crew were kind of like talking with the aliens as the aliens were walking away. And once you reach the med bay and kind of like pass them off into the security that's going to stay in med bay, the rest of the command crew are going to meet on the
Conference room 1.
Yeah, you're going to meet in the
Senior staff conference
senior
room
staff
1.
conference room. Thank you. Yeah.
So Luther would end up staying in the med bay.
Yeah, that sounds good. And why don't we get so let's do the conference room first. And just so you have a heads up, the four of you, because we have about 40 minutes left, we might go a little bit over tonight, but not by much. And we got to kind of keep it briefish. But I'm not going to like force you to be obtuse or anything like that, right? Like, yeah. All right. So what would you like to do? Do you want to meet with them in the conference room, or do you want to meet?
Not yet. I want to bring them in after.
All right.
But we'll have the doctor, the senior staff, everybody there, with them on standby.
Okay, so let's have the doctor and senior staff there.
Because I want to brief them on what I felt and saw and heard without everybody else.
So in that case, Sofek, you are senior staff, which means that I will assume doctor role.
All right.
If you have anything that you were thinking you were going to do with the doctor, PM me, and I'll carry it out. In the meantime, carry out Zanny.
Right. So when we first met Kieran, he seemed very relaxed, very calm, very happy to be here. But as our conversation went on, I got a few senses that that the Okai were an indentured species against their owners. They seem to, from when he was thinking about them, be of a lower status to the rest of them, and they were being used as in the space program, and it seemed like they were being almost in our terms abused. And the Prime Directive does state that we need to find some way to return them home, given that they're pre-warped, with them having the least amount of access to technology.
Actually, I'm gonna interrupt. In this case, that's not correct. So the Prime Directive actually says that you need to take them away. You can't let them go home.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the episodes where they accidentally beam somebody up, they're just like, "You're with us now." Sorry.
Yeah. Right. Rephrase. The Prime Directive says that we can't send them home, and in this instance, it may be best, since they appear to have been mistreated. But that leaves us with a world of this magnitude of issues that we'd be leaving behind. So we also have a duty to, in a way, consult them and see how they feel about it, although the Prime Directive is clear. So, advice, thoughts?
Garcon goes, well, Captain, if they weren't expected to come home, then it is clear we take them with us. They were expected to die on this mission, and no search party will be coming for them. What we can do to mask it even further is take the debris of their vessel and push it towards the planet, so it appears that it broke up coming around the dark side of this gas giant.
On the way, the pod would have fallen into the gas giant anyways. I doubt their technology would be sufficient to even retrieve any of that debris.
They are at nuclear level. I doubt they would even have scanners. The main point is that we have an entire race of people being treated like animals. We could do nothing about this?
Considering they are a pre-warp civilization, it's our duty not to interfere.
The women
Even
are
if they
being
were a
treated
warp
like cattle.
civilization, we could not. The Starfleet regulations prevent us with interfering with another society's development culturally and technologically.
There are many cases of captains going outside of this. Great captains that have made admiral, that have been promoted, that have had books written about them.
Oh,
We can't do anything?
wow.
You see my dilemma.
You see those bone breaks? They're not from natural causes, they're from beatings. Starfleet saved me. They can't save these people?
The Vulcans did not interfere into human history.
If we interfered, we would be dictating the course of their cultural evolution.
That was really good.
As a warrior class, I do believe that they deserve their freedom. But as a Federation officer, I believe the Prime Directive is the Prime Directive. As a KDF officer, I say we go down and teach them how to commit rebellion. But as I am no longer in the Klingon Defense Force, I will follow the captain's orders, as it were.
Captain's in the dilemma.
The dilemma, Captain, is do we continue to break the Prime Directive, or do we start to follow the Prime Directive?
I was speaking to Beckheron, and he does not want to continue with the way that their society is. He has and knows instigators.
Well, that's one issue. If they come with us, well, then it's over. We go home, and hopefully they can adjust to new reality. If not, we send them back. Perhaps they tell stories of who we are, and we change the course of their history.
So,
Sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
How would we return them without revealing ourselves, Captain?
They're pre-warp. You should know.
If we transport them down,
there's
they'll
plenty of ways we can get around that.
Fair. I am just saying, Captain, that them going to the planet is as much a death sentence as anything else.
So, as you say that, that's actually the perfect place to do this. So you hear, sir, sorry to interrupt. There's a message from Luther coming through from sickbay.
Send it through. Thanks, Beagle.
And the doctor kind of like peeks up because of sickbay and says, "Are the patients okay?" And Luther just responds that they would like to speak to you.
Send them up.
Okay. So it does that kind of like sideswipe, and they step and it does that cool it's the door opens, right? That's the cutscene, and Pekirin kind of steps forward. The other two, they look better already, and they step forward, and We're grateful, truly, for your rescue, and for your kindness in offering us to live. Luther had told us that we're going to have to stay with the Federation because we won't be able to go home now. We actually are excited to kind of share the freedoms that you enjoy, but we can't accept this remarkable gift to ourselves. Knowing that our people back home will continue to live in servitude, that children will still be taken from their parents, the Pokai lives will casually be sacrificed for Modar convenience. You have a vessel of amazing power, backed by a mighty civilization. If you can offer this freedom to just 3 Pokai, then, I mean, think about what you could do for the 800 million of us that exist. Please, Captain, take us back to Janindar and help us free Pokai from slavery.
The problem is, Kieran, we have this thing called the Prime Directive, and it's telling us that we shouldn't have rescued you in the first place, but we did, because we value your lives. And at the moment, it's also telling us that we can't send you back. And even if we could send you back, we wouldn't be able to help you. You'd be on your own. And that might, and from what I've sensed from you, that might be just as bad as, or worse than doing nothing.
What is this Prime Directive you speak of?
It's the laws and rules that help guide us in our navigation and exploration. It's something that we all swear to uphold.
But what is it?
It's written rule. You know what that is?
Yeah, you haven't actually told him what it is, though. Like, what is the Prime Directive?
Oh, like the actual wording?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be specific, but it's a...
So, I mean, essentially non-interference.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, what is it? It's law.
He's like...
What's law? Okay.
No.
Well, you see, you get people with powdered wigs.
No, he's an educated person, right? Like, he has to be smart enough to operate a space vessel.
Yeah. I was just thought it might have been a cultural difference.
Trying to find out what it is.
Yeah.
So so it's a non-interference. Well, you say you shouldn't have interfered by other species, but the Pokai have been interfered with by the Modar throughout our history. So we have never not been interfered with. So does your Prime Directive not compel you to stop that interference?
Well, since it's been going on for such... Where did the Makai come from?
The Modar?
Modar, sorry.
The Modar and the Pokai both... so Sofek was able to tell that there are... Or the doctor can tell you that there's probably going to be, like, genetic similarities. Likely it's a double species
all evolved
planet.
On the same planet.
Yeah.
Not another race with a god complex.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you'd go with that one. We can do something about
That'd
that.
be too easy.
Yeah.
Somebody else want to chime in here?
Doing great, Captain.
I'm slipping.
The Prime Directive clearly states that interfering with the normal development of society is an extreme violation to the point where we need to sacrifice ourselves to remove ourselves from the normal development of a society. Precedence over any and all considerations, and it carries the highest moral obligation. That is the exact wording of the Prime Directive, Captain. We have no choice unless we desire to break the Prime Directive.
So after, like, this goes on probably for a while.
There's a lot of circular arguments to be made.
Yes.
There's at least a meal.
And then Pakarin says, I tell you now, if you take us to live in your Federation, we will find someone who will bring us back here to reveal these new truths to our people. If we are truly free, then you'll not be able to stop us. Many Pokai will die and suffer in the meantime. Since we come back anyways, there's no reason not to take us back now.
I'll have to take that into consideration. And I'll kind of adjourn this conference for now.
Okay.
I thought that's what he was going to say.
Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do is decide if any of your characters would interact with the three of them. And if they would, what kind of what was the interaction like? Like what happened? Just a couple sentences, nothing really extreme. It doesn't have to be life altering for you. It just has to be like just a Star Trek scene. Somebody sharing chocolate cake, yeah.
I got one. Rex, who's a Denobulan for anybody. He's actually just doing his regular maintenance routes and checkups, so he actually has to go into sick bay, and he approaches the doctor and says, "You ordered a maintenance repair on some medical fields." He's all smiley but it's that particular wording about him being told by the doctor what needs to be done so that he can fix it, and how she directs what needs to happen. And he goes and does it, and then during that time, I guess Tomalor started asking questions about the balance between women and men on the ship, and then he discusses a little about Denobulan society, which is everybody knows is multi-relational and multi-generational, very, very poly. So that sparks, but also very egalitarian, as well. So that would spark a lot of thoughts, I'm sure.
Okay. Anyone else? You don't have to, by the way. This is just a purely...
I guess, Sofek wouldn't. He is a Vulcan, so he is very prime directive. But I was going to have just the doctor kind of bond with the female while they're in sick bay, seeing how stuff works around there. And since Bajorans were under basically slave occupation for quite a few years, so kind of bonding over that a little bit.
Okay. How about Gurkhan?
Gurkhan's interacting with the larger of the males, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's like, how are you subservient? You are large and brutal creatures. You should have conquered this planet long ago with savagery.
So
figure out what they're why do they know what hand-to-hand combat is? Do they know anything about physical confrontation?
Yeah. So this Samaz is he's very kind of like he could hold his own. In fact, you guys would probably be sparring buddies on a different world, right, or in a different life. In this case, though, he's very much just kind of like obedient by nature, and not in like a subservient kind of way, but more like he's definitely got like a captain commander kind of respect thing going on for Tomalor. Or for Pikirin, and Tomalor he looks at like almost like a surrogate mother. So it's kind of like he's gonna pick whichever side he's told to.
Yeah, and we're having this conversation in 7 Rare.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Over drinks. I make sure they're synthetic though. Our 10 forward. That's your crew bar, right? So it looks out past the
nacelles.
The nacelles and the
shuttle
and
bay,
the torpedo
right?
pod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, back rear over the torpedo pod.
Yeah. Okay.
So it
okay.
looks back over that, and I'm just basically conversing with him and trying to explain, not explain, but take what he said and relate it to the story of Kalas.
Nice. What about Varya and Sarah? Do either of them have any
Yeah, I would say Sarah is showing Pikirin her console toys. Like she's got a little bunch of like toys velcroed to the console. A couple of them are little dinosaurs in memory of Walsh. And Pikirin's just like, why? Like, what use is this? Why you're grown up? Why do you have toys on your dash? She's like, oh, well, I can't have kids, so I like to be a kid myself.
Nice.
And she's explaining like she's still useful even if she can't have kids, and she's a fighter pilot and does all this kind of stuff
Dig it.
in her calm
Yeah, the constant
thing.
like thought. Yeah. Cool as a cucumber. All right. Okay. So, okay. So, I guess I need the four of you and or Zanny. It's very rare do we actually like have full-on rank pulled in any of our games. But it might actually come down to your decision. So I need to know what is the call. Are we going to assist them, or are we taking them back to the Federation? Or can you present me a third option?
My only other option that I'm seeing right now is we send them back without help, which is essentially a death sentence in my opinion. And I don't think I'm prepared to do that. So, but I also can't institute a civil war on a foreign planet that know nothing of extraterrestrial life. So
That would lead to a lot of deaths.
It will lead to a lot of death. It will lead to a lot of
court-martials, inquiries, and
Now we segue into our court-martial episode. Death is going to happen on the planet regardless. It's just one is a species being led like cattle to slaughter, and one is them fighting for revolution.
Do we have? Is there
Theoretically, though, Yasikov, this revolution could lead to the decimation and destruction of both species in their entirety. They are a nuclear culture, and as we remember from Earth's history being a nuclear culture, it didn't turn out well. We didn't do great either as Klingons. We blew up our moon.
Fair.
At this point, they are the most savage that any species can be, when they have the power of the atom in their hands and no idea what to do with it.
Yeah, and only one side has this power.
Yep.
Again, if we can initiate first contact and add them to the Federation, slavery is illegal.
Yeah, but you can't initiate first
But we
contact.
cannot, yeah. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I want to have a quick side conversation with Yasikov.
Okay.
Yasikov, we can't take them back, but you might know someone who could. Friend of yours, used to be a trader.
Yes,
Ran across her a couple
okay.
of times.
For a telepath, not subtle.
That's why we're doing this in my reading room.
I know. But yes, I understand. And that is brilliant, sir. Yes, I will get in touch with her immediately. Through secure channels. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
This is the right thing to do.
Then in my opinion, we're taking them with us and granting them their freedom to go where they please.
Is the Federation wished?
Okay, so
Federation won't be able to help any further, unfortunately, but we can monitor the situation.
So the three of us
Very good.
know the kind of background of what just happened, but could you explain it so that anyone watching would understand what the subtlety and what the significance of what the two of you just decided was?
Stuff?
On one of our missions, I believe it was...
God, like season 1, to be honest.
Yeah, it
way
was
back there.
quite a while ago. I met an Orion trader who traded things
She's
legally.
a fierce captain.
Yes, and we had relations. And
did.
she's popped up a couple of times to have relations. I think I went to the tropical planet with her when I actually went on vacation. Yeah. Anyways, she has actually eluded us a couple of times. She's proven to be a very, very good smuggler. So the captain insinuated that I contact her and have her smuggle the refugees back to their planet. Which is brilliant. I will do that.
Okay. Zanny. So Yazikov, why don't you go and try and contact Vi is her name, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So why don't you try and go contact Vi? Zanny, are you telling anyone what you're doing?
Only Yesikov.
Okay.
And then I will... Yesikov, you're also in charge now of informing the Fakirin of the options.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, I'm going to file a full report with Starfleet and recommend we send a long-range science vessel to check up on the Fakirin and Modar from time to time.
Okay, so
monitor their development.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Awesome. So while you're sitting down at your ready room, I suppose, to do to try and contact Starfleet and Yazikov as you get to the tactical station. Sofek, the Jovian planet is sending off one of those flare-ups of radiation. Your ship is able to tell, but it is interfering with sensors, communications, and other external systems. The computer's advising yellow alert.
Is the captain on the bridge?
No, ready room.
I'm on the bridge.
Yeah.
Stuck with me.
A pleasure as always, Commander.
This is where I stand. What do I do now?
Commander, the gas giant is sending up stellar matter and debris. Recommend we go to yellow alert and ray shields.
Oh, my one thing right today. And I hit the yellow alert button.
All right.
And ray shields.
As you do, Yazikov, you see an alert on your hangar bay. Someone is trying to override the shuttle bay controls.
Yeah. Oh my god. Luther and Beagle to shuttle bay 2. Bring security team. And I'm gonna sprint down there as fast as my 6'5" body will take me.
Should I take the con, Commander?
Yes, you have con!
Gurkhan turns around and throws his hands up again.
Yeah, I'm right here, guys.
He asked first.
He asked first. Wow.
Can I have my own vessel, Commander?
Sure. Step onto the bridge at the moment and go, what's going on? Why are we at yellow alert? As Jasper books it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she didn't even call Captain the Bridge. That's funny.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, let's assume that I'm good at my job.
Oh no, you're totally good at your job. It's just game style, and it would work because you were you were so focused on that. Yeah.
Can I lock down the shuttle bay from my tricorder? So I want to do that.
I mean, yes, you could.
As I mean the turbo lift.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now though, it's a difficulty 5.
Oh god.
I mean, you could always command the people on the computers to do that.
Boop.
Or even just tell the computer to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
No, you booped. Carry on with your boop. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna assume that I left Luther down there. Luther, lock down the shuttle bay. No one in or out.
Luther's not responding.
Like, Yezikov, widespread communication. Somebody locked down Shuttle Bay 2.
It just echoes through the ship.
Anybody.
At this point, I go, Shuttle Bay, Gurkhan, lock down Shuttle Bay 2. The
Gurkhan's
engineer.
like, done.
All right.
I basically cut power to the main doors.
Yeah, so you did, Gurkhan, you did, but you do note that they were already starting to be opened.
Okay, I'm
So
going to...
you've got it shut down, but it's like got that gap where I can squeeze through, you know?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Gurkhan, disable any shuttles in that bay.
Yeah, wait, are they opening the doors to space, or are they opening the doors to the...
Into the shuttle bay.
Into the hallway?
Into the shuttle bay, yeah.
So,
Hey, Gurkhan, somebody is countering the commands.
ooh, they think they're good.
I swear to
the
God,
best
if it's
at
that
this.
SI guy again.
I am going
It's the
to...
who?
That, like, spy guy with
31.
the... Yeah.
What spy guy?
The Section
guy-
31 guy.
Yeah, carry on.
The guy who shot me.
Yeah.
The
He
guy
is
who
like...
we
Do you remember his name?
have killed.
I don't think we had his name.
Oh, yeah, you
I
did.
think it was, like, John or something.
He gave us a no-name name over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
John-
Like Smith.
Yeah.
I'm going to start stacking force fields.
All right.
Layer after layer after layer. This is Tetris, buddy.
Yeah. All right.
You can knock them down, but I just got to hit one button to turn them on.
Okay, so as you're setting them up, they are being knocked down, but they're not as fast. You're obviously better at what you do. You can tell that the person doing it is good, but they're not that good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you also see the shuttle powering up.
Mm-hmm.
So walk on the life signs of anything in that shuttle. Shuttle, beam it to the brig.
Sofek, you're unable to use the transporters because of the magnetic storm outside. Also, you can't get any internal system locks.
If I run headfirst into a force field, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, you do.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, Gargon!
Right at the door. I love that. That's like
Bloody nose.
Yeah, that's the saying. Gargon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the shields to full strength because the shuttle is not making it through these shields.
No. So I agree. However, it does look like the shuttle is getting ready to just ram through the force field.
Yep.
We can tractor beam inside our force field, though, right? To slow them down.
Storm's not letting it work.
Yeah. No. At this point, I am going to. I mean, I have no idea what to do. I got the force field going up around the shuttle. I can't remotely turn the shuttle off. I
Am I there
might
yet?
be able to.
You're there.
get
You can see it.
I'm going to try to see if I can remote control the shuttle to Zanny's control panel. So he has the remote capability of flying the shuttle and parking it.
So, again, because of this magnetic storm and because of all the force fields you've got in place now, it's going to be a difficulty 5. So this is not an easy thing to do.
Okay, let me get rid of Luther because I'm assuming he's asleep somewhere.
He's supposed to be on his way to the shuttle bay.
So, Yezikov, as you kind of like run into the force field at the entrance to the shuttle bay, where the door is now jimmied open, you see Beagle and Luther inside unconscious, and Beagle is bleeding, blue blood in a pool around him.
Yeah. Can I get inside?
Not with the force fields up.
Gargon, the Lord of Force Fields, I need to get inside. Beagle's hurt.
Gurkhan, you'll have to lower all the force fields to let.
I'm requesting that she keeps her comm badge open so I can put them up behind her.
Okay, I do that.
As she goes through, I'm going to call, put one up, and then as she starts going through, they're all down, but then they're going up.
So as you drop, the shuttle lurches forward, and then they all raise back up again, and it hesitates. But its engines are still like powering up. It looks like it's going to just charge the shield.
Shoot the nacelles.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Can I like charge? So this is what I'm picturing. I like run in there. I'm charging my hand phaser as I'm doing it. I let off a shot at the nacelle, and I like kneel down at Beagle and see if he's okay.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna blow everything I have.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Give me a daring and security, because that's a daring shot. So let's start with daring and security. I'm going to tell you right now the difficulty is going to be 4. Not to hit it, but to not let yourself blow up you, the shuttle, and this corner of the ship, because you're hitting an active nacelle, right? So
a shuttle bay is directly under the bridge.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So
you're going force field around the bridge. Force field around the bridge. Red alert, right? Red alert.
So Yazikov, I need give me a daring and security. Difficulty 4. This is the shot first, so you're gonna do that first.
How much momentum do we have, Stefan?
You got 5.
5.
Okay.
Don't we lose it because we went to a new scene?
I
lose
think the pool
1.
stays.
Yeah.
Oh, you lose 1, so 4.
Yeah.
Determination. What?
Yeah. So I'm gonna blow it. So I'm gonna blow a determination.
Which determination are you gonna use?
Using the weight of the dead. Like I'm so adrenaline pumped by Beagle, the possibility of Beagle being dead, that I'm like hyper focused.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a momentum to buy another D20. So that's 2 successes. I have focus on phasers, and I'm rolling 3 D20. All right, so 5 successes.
That's what you needed. All right, so you hit the nacelle, and you see it kind of like, and the whole shuttle just kind of lilts and bangs against the side of the floor, but the one half is still up.
Okay.
Is it? That's so you shot. You weren't paying attention. That's all I'm giving you about that. And then you check Beagle's pulse. I'm gonna make you use either 2 momentum or determination.
Determination, no stranger to violence.
All right. So that gives you 2 successes, right? Okay. So you've already made this. You've already made the thing. So give me a control and medicine to see. No, a presence and medicine to see if you can tell if he's alive.
2 successes.
That's enough, because that's 4, right? So you put 2 back into the pool, or you have 2 with you now. Yes, Beagle is still alive. Critical.
Would I have any like stim packs on me or anything?
No.
No. Doctor, critical emergency to Shuttle Bay 2. Beagle is bleeding out.
Okay, on my way. And very quickly the doctor gets there, and she beams in right outside of the shuttle bay. I would have beamed in, but the hell! And she kind of like bangs. Open it up! Open it up!
I'm running towards the shuttle bay. Call Gurkhan! Gurkhan! Let the doctor in!
Yep, I guess I'm going to shut the force field down again and put them back up again
as
quick as I can, while trying to reroute the controls of the shuttle to the captain still.
All right. So the shuttle runs into one of the force fields, and the front end just is like singed, and the front sort of like tip of the shuttle is just severed, and you can see it kind of float off into space. The ship is kind of like doing one of those like weird sort of like, and then just bangs against the floor.
Is it still moving?
It's trying to, but it's like pushing up against the force field. Gurkhan, give me Jesus. Give me control and engineering on the bridge.
Okay, control, engineering.
Difficulty 3. You can use EPS if you want as a value.
Fair. I know my ship, so since I'm working on something that's on the ship, I'm assuming, like, or in the ship itself.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then I am going to use a determination on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my crew equals my family, my ship equals my home. And I do not veteran it, so I actually do spend it. It gives me 2 successes, though.
Yep.
And I'm going to roll my task. Huzzah! Oh my god.
Okay.
How did I do that?
Oh,
I'm going to use the determination to reroll that.
Okay.
I'm going to use the determination a crazy plan is better than no plan. And reroll all those dice.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, Gurkhan. On the bridge.
I do have 3 successes, though.
Yeah. So on the bridge, your station does the sparky blow up thing. Sofek station does the sparky blow up thing. But the shields that do atmospheric pressure stay up. The actual shield you had built in goes down,
Okay.
and the ship pushes through.
with no nose into space.
Yeah, and instantly kind of does starts doing circle, like it's not going anywhere. You're able to quickly, once the magnetic storm kind of goes, you're able to grab it in a tractor beam.
Sofek, life science.
Are the sensors working again yet?
No.
I cannot get any readings, Captain.
We were able to grab the shuttle?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can. I forgot. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. The storm passes. Yes, you detect 3 life signs. Sorry. Jesus.
How many life signs?
4.
Factor them into Shuttle Bay 1. Jessica, full security team to Shuttle Bay 1.
Yes, sir.
I look over at Sofek and go, isn't it kind of strange that they were able to get through one of our secure doors, take out Gurkhan's force field, and start piloting our shuttle? Sofek, can you run an entire query of where the entire crew is on the ship at the moment?
Right away, Captain. I also want to, of the 4 life signs, I want to do a scan and see what species they are. If one's the crewman, they'll show up. Do they have their comm badge on them?
No, but you do get 2 different species from inside the shuttle. You get the Pokai and Denobulan.
And how many Denobulans do we have on crew complement?
Just Ricks.
Okay. I'm in Shuttle Bay 1 with a full security team. I picked up a phaser rifle on the way.
Yeah.
When we figure this out, I send a direct message or a private message just to Jessica, letting you know that the Denobulan life sign was on the shuttle. Just you.
Okay. So the shuttle has to kind of it's very ungraciously kind of just dropped down onto the deck. Partly because of the storms interfering with the tractor beam, and partly because of the just sheer damage that they tried to do to the shuttle. Inside, the doors open, and you see Ricks passed out in one of the chairs, and you see Pakirin at the helm. And you see the other 2 kind of just flanking. And the guy who never speaks just looks over at you, Yazikov, and just says, we wanted to help.
I know. Please come with us. No one needs to be hurt.
Okay. They'll go with you.
And I'll direct a couple of the security team to take them to the brig. I'm going to pick up Rex myself and take him to the docker.
So Rix is suffering from plasma burns, both of his hands, and it looks like the console exploded when you hit the nacelle. And then Pokai just tried to not Pokai, Pakirin just tried to jam the ship through the field as you saw.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll take him down to medbay. He was stupid. Doctor, we have pleasant burns here. You take care of him.
Yep. No.
And unfortunately, we'll have to keep him under watch. You won't be able to leave medbay for now.
Understood.
And then, sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I'll start moving back to the brig.
Yeah.
When I get there, I excuse all of the officers that are there. I would like to speak to our guests alone, please.
Okay. So it's just three of them.
Okay. Key in whatever code I have to turn off video surveillance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or mute. I just want to mute video surveillance.
Yep.
The code is
and
Luther
face away
number
from the
1.
camera.
The code is Luther 1. Sorry, you said good code.
So whose idea was it to take the shuttle bay? I just like standing, kind of doing my imposing stance.
Pakirin kind of like...
It was very dangerous.
I mean, we felt like we didn't have a choice.
Well, one thing you'll learn about Starfleet is that we like to talk about things quite a lot. And the reason we do that is to make sure that people don't be endangered and do not get hurt, like Rix, who is now in medical bay. We are here to help you, and we will help you. But you have done something that has put us in a tight position. You will have to remain here until we can help you further. I have a friend who can get you back to your home planet. We will not be going through the usual means, and I will need for you not to say anything to anyone. Is it clear?
They all nod.
Very good. None of you are hurt?
They all shake their head.
Very good. You'll stay here. And I turn around.
I love that. That's the best. You'll stay here. And then just leaves.
I like fix the cameras and then I leave. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That is totally not how I saw this episode going. And I'm super impressed right now. Cool. So we will fade to black as you guys kind of like do the warp out away from the planets. Heading back to Starbase 324, I guess, to drop off your guests.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have contacted Vi.
All right.
I don't know if we can discuss. I would have gone to the captain to see if we can discuss maybe a story that the Picard forced Rix to take the shuttle.
Can't do that because then that would put them in violation of Starfleet security protocols, and therefore we would have to arrest them. We have to find another reason why there was a shuttle accident, but that also means covering up Rix's thing, and that you can feel Zanny's telepathy, like just not. He's restraining it. Something on which is very, very bad. Because he was doing everything he could to skirt the rules, and Rix just broke them.
Is Gurkhan in this conversation?
No, this is just between the first and.
I think Gurkhan is going to go visit Beagle because they are friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Beagle. He's okay, right?
Yeah.
He's almost dead, wasn't he?
Gurkhan?
Yeah.
All right. So you get to sick bay. Beagle's
Beagle
down there.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
buddy.
He's like, oh, I was going to welcome you to Stovacor, but you're alive.
No, dude.
So I will welcome you with blood wine.
Yes.
He goes to the replicator and he goes, program Gurkhan 232.
And as you say that to Doctor, you can hear from like her office. She doesn't even need to like leave. She just yells out, "Computer, belay that!"
It's like his hands in there. He's like, oh, it's just a cup. It's like, when you recover, we will drink until the sun comes up on Konos.
Oh, I have the coolest program for you. We're gonna go on another mountain hike.
I just turn around and walk away. And I go, computer, revoke all access to holodeck.
No.
48 hours.
All right, that's where we're gonna fade to black. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for playing, guys. I hope it wasn't too heavy. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We will be back in 2 weeks. You can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, the GM Tim. Anyone else have stuff they want to share? Nope.
Not really.
Okay.
Wear a mask.
Oh yeah, wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Yeah.
All right.
Catch the GM Tim on Star Trek Online.
Yeah, Friday nights we play our Cups fleet. It's lots of fun. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.